My whole writing career began with him, and that predates Young Avraham. That goes to Maccabees. So it predates Young Avraham. Maccabees came first, which again, if I look at it now, it's not structured properly. It's not like a full, it's not a professionally done.
But it's not really meant to be because it was for what it was perfect.
It worked very well, but if I now I look at it with a critical eye because it's all about structure and there's growth and there's a message you're trying to get across, and I don't know if it got. I didn't build it centered around a theme. There's no teichen that's coming out. It's telling the story of Hanukkah. It's like, oh yeah, let's tell the story of Hanukkah in a fun way. That's really what it was. Actually, I um, it got started because Eric Goslin asked Yisrael Bernath, who's my best friend. He asked him if he knew who Yehuda Maccabee's wife is, because they saw each other in Shul. So Yisrael came to me because he knows that I'm nuts about Jewish history. So that got me on a deep dive. I just went all in. I went to the Jewish Public Library in Montreal, pulled out a bunch of books. I'm like that. Yeah, I got like an earworm, and I need to find the answer. So I just searched and searched. I didn't know why he wanted to find that out, but eventually I found it's mentioned that he had a wife in Yesifun. So I got back. I happened to bump into Eric Goslin and I myself, and I told him Yisrael asked me, and yeah, here's he had a wife. Yeah, it's in the Sifun over here. I asked him why do you want to know? He's like, okay, check this out. I'm gonna drop something at your house. And like a couple of hours later, he drops off a script, full screenplay at my house. It was my first time seeing the screenplay. And I read through it, and it was the most horrific, like you cannot imagine. It's a story of Hanukkah, but so twisted upside down. You cannot imagine just how terrible it is.
It trying to be like a genre, or like the story was just off.
Here's how it opens. It opens with two naked guys wrestling
Oh
in
gosh.
this gladiator like place with thousands of people watching. Okay, they're both naked and they're both muscular, right? They're both built like me, and they except I'm better looking, but I'm saying like they're both like really really good strong guys, and you can guess who one of them is. Come on, what's his name?
Um, you had a Maccabee?
That's right, ding-a-ling-a-ling. But wait, it gets worse or better if
Oh
you're an
no.
anti-Semite. Um, if you then the scene changes and you see that the wrestling match that's currently happening is being drawn. There is someone drawing these two wrestlers um
Oh
on
god.
like a okay, and then you zoom out, it's a female hand, and it's a very beautiful female. Now, guess who she is? She's obviously the love interest of Yoda Maccabee. But not only that, she is the daughter of Apollonius, Greek
Oh.
general, which is even worse. That's not the name of any of the whatever. It's a total disaster. And the whole thing it's about Yehuda Maccabee is this guy who says we should be the masters of our own destiny. But he has this crazy father, this religious fanatic named Matisyahu, who's running around giving everyone brism, and his younger brother Yonasan, Jonathan, is being very heavily influenced by this insane maniac of a religious guy. And Yehuda Maccabee's goal is to make him normal, make Jonathan normal, because Jonathan's becoming a religious freak. There's that whole it's so messed up. When I read that Mel Gibson is gonna play a Maccabee movie, I know it's this. I know it's this one. So but that's years later. But now, so like when I first read it, I just got so furious. I went over to Eric Goslin, and I told him like, there's no you can. He's a producer, so he raises funds for. I told him there's no way you could put any money into it. Like this is anti-Semitic, it's anti-religious, and he agreed. He didn't want any involvement. But I got to thinking like the whole Jewish world is gonna see this, like I was on uh, already like I knew some people like doing my own little shlichus thing who like saw the Prince of Egypt as like that's Torah.
Yeah, like that's the pig.
Yeah, it's a befedersche Hollywood. And I was like, that's gonna happen with here. Everyone's gonna think the story involved, it was anti-religion. So I just sat at that time there was Exodus, so I wrote for myself just to get it out of my system, an imaginary like how Hanukkah walkthrough experience would look like. And then I sent it to some friends once I was done, and to Eric, um, who didn't get back to me because he knew it sucked. Sent it to some friends, and somehow I get a call from a guy, David Weinbaum, I'm calling from the Jewish Children's Museum. You want to do it here? Okay, that, that's how that came about.